the Lamborghini! Awesome shot. Send it to me later.
Every young person hits that point in life when they think, where can I get some cash? Rotting away in uni for another couple of years? Jobs in your major require experience you don't have. Finding some sketchy side gig isn't appealing? And begging your folks for money every time? Zero fun. Yeah, while you're young, you got tons of energy, but you have no clue how to use it yet. There are opportunities everywhere. Everyone's talking about overnight success while you're just hanging out with the homies in the neighborhood every night. But is that really what you want? In 30 years, those homies will turn into old dudes, moving from hanging out in cars to hanging out in garages. Do you like that outlook? Didn't think so. That's why. Meet Dhoni. He's a second-year engineering student. It's the classic setup. Dorm life, lectures, and a part-time job in his free time. But he was still broke as a joke. He had so little money, he couldn't even afford ice cream for his classmate Moni. He had to hustle somehow. At some point, Dhoni got sick of it all. Grinding for pennies. Depending on a tyrant boss, he couldn't take it anymore. So he made a firm decision. I'm going to work for myself. He saved up a small amount of cash, putting aside a slice of his pitiful salary, and started taking action. But so that you, young and green as you are, don't blow it all, and to make this path as painless as possible for you, here is the step-by-step plan that Dhoni followed. Take notes.
Step 1. Brainstorm a business idea. Every business starts with an idea. First, you need to define your niche. It's not an easy task. Many people search for it for years. Dhoni's advice. If you're low on knowledge but want to act right now, try focusing on something simpler. For example, consumer goods and reselling. It sounds simple. Buy wholesale, sell retail. But in reality, it's a bit more complicated.
Listen closely. This idea is pure gold. We'll be rich, and nobody else has to know.
And in the worst case, they get something totally different from what they expected. And then Dhoni had a light bulb moment.
I'll sell sneakers.
Expensive originals for the rich kids, and high-quality replicas for the homies at a lower price. Remember, you need a standout feature. Your business must have something others don't. This is called a USP, unique selling proposition. That's what's going to make you stand out from the crowd. Step 2. Find suppliers. Now that the idea was set, Dhoni went to the wholesale market. And to put it mildly, he was in shock. They didn't just refuse him good terms, they tried to rip him off. They tried to pass off obvious knockoffs as originals. One supplier even told him exactly where to go.
Get out!
And let's just say it wasn't the name of a luxury brand. You can't rush this part. If you're just starting out and looking for suppliers, the most effective way is to use special aggregator services. Wholesalers list their offers there themselves. By sitting at your computer for a couple of hours, you can set up your supply chain much faster and safer than running around the market.
I'm gonna catch you.
I told you we couldn't afford this, you absolute idiot. Stop, you're hurting me. I can explain.
Step 3. Crunch the numbers. Even when you found a great deal, don't pop the champagne just yet. You need to sit down and calculate everything. How much do you pay suppliers, couriers, packaging, internet?
As you can see, our fixed expenses are stable, represented by the padlock. However,
First, fixed costs. This is what you pay no matter what, even if you haven't sold a single thing. Rent, utilities. Second, variable costs. These costs grow along with your sales. Purchasing stock, shipping. Once you calculate all this, you need to find that magic number, the break-even point. This tells you exactly how much you need to sell just to break even and not go bust. Step 4, make it official. When Dhoni ran the numbers, he realized he couldn't afford an office yet, but online was perfect. He didn't have money for a fancy website, so he started with a VK community and a Telegram channel. But a problem popped up. Dhoni just started, and he could count his clients on one hand. Statistically, 40% of newbies are embarrassed by their small client base. But we know how to fix that. Dhoni's business came to life, the cash started flowing, and if you're making money, the government needs to know about it. Time to register, my dude. Most likely, becoming a sole proprietor, IP, is your best bet. Nowadays, almost every bank has programs for entrepreneurs with built-in accounting. You can pay taxes and file reports without even getting off the couch. Of course, many will say taxes are for suckers. You could run a black business off the books, But if something happens, buddy, let's just say you don't want to trade your comfy bed for a prison bunk. Better to sleep soundly. Step 5, grow your baby. A business is a living organism. It needs to grow. You need to have a clear vision of where you're headed for at least the next 5 years. Important rule: in the early stages, reinvest most of the profit back into the business. Assign yourself a CEO salary and pour the rest into development. Test new channels, launch new products, hire assistants. This is exactly what will help you scale. And in just 6 months, you can seriously think about moving out of your parents' house and maybe even renting a penthouse. And so, our Dhoni became a real businessman. He moved a few shipments, got the whole uni fresh kicks, and became the coolest guy on campus. So much so that Natasha became not just his girlfriend, but also the face of his brand. But that is a whole other story. Don't be like those guys in the garage. Act while you're young. Links to all the useful tools are in the description.
Are you ready for success? Stop waiting and start acting. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and check the link in the description right now.